Hey guys, Eddy here of Carfight Belfast, and I'm back with another deck profile. For this profile, I will be looking at my blue hybrids. So, just like I mentioned in the red hybrid video, blue hybrids are also getting support in BT17 in the form of blue-yellow cards, whereas the new red hybrids are red-purple. And the interesting thing about the new support is that it does state that you can digivolve them on top of yellow Tamers. So it'd be interesting to see if there'll be any decks that incorporate blue hybrids with yellow hybrids. So it should be interesting to see. But without further ado, let us get into this profile. I will, if you haven't seen the red hybrid video, I will have it linked up in the iCard. So to start off, 4 copies of Digimon. So, like with any blue deck, this deck is able to remove Digivolution cards. And with Digimon, Digimon's inheritable, you're able to draw off trashing one of your opponent's Digivolution cards. And I just love this one. I just love this one. It is the box topper alt art, and I absolutely love it. Next up, I am running 4 copies of the BT4 Strabimon. So with the Strabimon, it has the exact same effect as the BT4 Flamemon. Just replace the red hybrid text, the red Tamer text with blue Tamer text, and yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. It's a real shit. If anything, I'm kind of upset that, black hybrids and green hybrids don't have, well, really all the other hybrid colors don't have Digimon like this, unlike red and blue. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love the red and blue hybrids. But the other hybrids need some love as well. But yeah, search for any hybrid in blue Tamer. So pretty much Strabimon you can be just thrown into any blue deck and just be a Tamer searcher, along with other searchers of the kind. Next, I have 3 copies of the BT6 Strabimon. So just like the BT6 Flamemon, this Strabimon has no on play, no win digivolving. It only has an inheritable. And for this one's inheritable, it is, when attacking, if this Digimon has hybrid or 10 words in its form or type, which they changed that sort of text, a trait, just gain a memory. So, pretty self-explanatory, and it's quite easy to get him underneath a stack. Once we get into the level 4s, you will see what I mean. And then finally, to finish off with the level 3s, 3 copies of BT7 Strabimon. So this is just basically the blue version of the BT7 Flamemon, where you can, on play, reveal top 4, search for a hybrid, Susanamon, or instead of searching for Takuya, you can search for Koji. And then place the rest at the bottom, and then the undulation again plays out the Tamer just like the BT7 Flamemon plays out Takuya. This one plays out Koji. And I love the fact that it has Lobomon. You see Strabimon, the rookie, and then Lobomon, who is essentially the champion. Right there. Next up is the level 4s. So for level, so to start them off, 4 copies of Kumamon. Now this deck this card I've seen played quite a bit in some blue decks at my locals, and for good reason. Because one, you can hybrid for game with this, and two, the fact that it can just trash Digivolution cards when you Digivolve is really good. And the best thing about all the level 4s is that they can all Digivolve on top of any blue Tamers. But yeah, being able to strip an opponent's Digivolution card can be quite useful. Especially when you pair that effect with my 2 copies of Korikakumon. So this Korikakumon for BT7, it is normally a 3 cost to Digivolve on top of a level 3, but if it goes to Digivolve on top of a Tamer, it will be for the cost of 2. And then when Digivolving, if you have a hybrid or Tommy in your sources, one of your opponent's Digimon with no Digivolution cards cannot attack or block until the end of their next turn. And also, he can this Korikakumon can Digivolve on top of any blue level 4 for the cost of 1. So you can simply go Kumamon, remove a source, Digivolve like that, and then it's just stun. So it's really good. This is one of the things I love about the hybrids. When you go between Human Spirit and Beast Spirit, Frontier is I have to say Frontier is probably one of my favorite seasons. Next up, we've got 4 copies of Kendo Garurumon. So again, like Korikakumon, this would normally cost you 3 to Digivolve on top of a level 3, but if you go to do it on top of a Tamer, Digivolve on top of a Tamer, it will only cost you 2. And then when Digivolving, if you have a hybrid or in his traits or Koji in the Digivolution cards, he gains jamming. So really, really good. So if you have Koji out, you can just go straight into Kendo, attack with jamming, say for the last security, and if you have enough memory left, just go into another hybrid for the game. But this card has been so useful. And then to finish off the level 4s, we've got 3 copies of Lanamon. Now, Lanamon does have a wee Digivolution text box saying that she can Digivolve for 0 on top of Calmaramon, which I did used to run Calmaramon, but that was because I was short certain hybrids. But then once I got those hybrids, I just removed Calmaramon completely. And then when Digivolving, by placing a blue level 3 Digimon from your hand as the bottom Digivolution card of one of your Digimon, this Digimon gains jamming. So literally, you can place any level 3 to the bottom of one of your blue Digimon, including yourself, and then she gains jamming. So it is really, really useful. So essentially, just Digivolve on top of a Tamer, and then say you have the BT6 Strabumon, place it underneath Lanamon. You're swinging in with Lanamon for jamming, and then the Strabumon gets you back a memory. So really, really good. Now we'll move on to level 5s. Now, I'm running more level 5s in this deck than I am with the red hybrids. But I have to say the consistency with the way this deck's built has been really good. So for the level, starting off level 5s, we've got 4 copies of the BT4 Beowulf Mon, who does have jamming naturally. And then on the opponent's turn, well, this Digimon has a hybrid in it or blue Tamer in its traits, it can't be attacked. So, say you've got a good big line, and your opponent wants to get rid of this line. They can't attack into it. The only way they're going to get rid of it is by starting to de-digivolve the line or use a deletion card like Gaia Force. Like Gaia Force, Iron Fisted Onslaught, those sort of things. So that is the only way to get rid of this. Or you can bottom deck it. Which I know some green decks like to do. Finally, for the level 5s is 4 copies of the BT7 Beowulf Mon. So with this Beowulf Mon, the top part here is the exact same as my BT7 Ultimon. That if this would when one of your Digimon with a Tamer card in its Digivolution cards would digivolve into this, reduces its cost by 2. So it goes from a 3 to a 1 cost. But then with the new Lobomon and Kendo Garurumon, they also reduce the cost further. So you could pretty much get into this one for the cost of 0. I think it was the Kendo that does it. I think. I'll have to double check. But then when attacking, you can return 1 hybrid and its traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to return one of your opponent's Digimon, when your opponent's level 4 or lower, to its hand, and then trash all the cards. So it's really good at getting rid of some champions that could be annoying. And you just know that they're going to go into something nasty on their next turn, so this can help get rid of that, and they'd have to start a new line. Next up, now we're on to the Megas. 4 copies of the BT7 Magna Garurumon. This card, I absolutely love this card. So, when digivolving and when attacking, once per turn, you may return 1 card with hybrid and its traits from this Digimon's Digivolution cards to return 1 opponent's Digimon with the same level. Now the Koji for this deck, is the Warp Digivolution Koji. So if one of these cards ends up in trash, you stick it under Koji, you can return the one that's under Koji to your hand to get rid of one of your opponent's level 6 Digimon. It is that scary. Just unfortunately, you can't do this twice the same turn, because obviously it's once per turn. And then your turn, when an effect adds a card to your hand, you may unsuspend one of your Digimon, which also includes itself. So you could say swing in with the jamming Beowulf Mon, digivolve into this, use its effect, return a card to your hand, it gets to stand back up, it gets to unsuspend, and you get to attack again. I absolutely love this Mega. It is just so much fun. And then finally, to finish it off, 2 copies of Ancient Mega Thermon. I think I just butchered that name. I can't pronounce it. And yes, it is the pre-release stamp one. So, when Digivolving, for each hybrid and traits in this Digimon's Digivolution card, trash 1 Digivolution card from the bottom of each of your opponent's Digimon. And for each Digimon your opponent has no Digivolution cards, draw 2. I have drawn a ton of cards off this sucker. I think at one point I drew something like 10 cards from that effect. It is just that crazy. And then on deletion, simple, it's the same with all these ancients. You may play 1 blue level 4 or lower card with hybrid in its traits from your hand without paying the cost. So that effect, that on deletion effect, ties up well with Magna, who can return, say, a level 4 to your hand. So it is. I don't really get into him much, probably because one of the expensive cost. But when I do get into it, it's fun. It's funny. Okay, now we're moving on to the options. 1 copy of Ice Wall, because, well, it is limited to 1. And then, all your opponent's Digimon gain when attacking, lose 2 memories. So, yeah, nice little security bomb. And then, obviously, in security, well, sorry, not security bomb, but more. You play it for 1. Your opponent starts swinging. They're just going to lose memory, which is going to make them think twice about attacking. And then, obviously, security gain 2 memory. The next is 1 copy of Blue Memory Boost. I did have this at 3, but I decided to cut it down to 1 because of a different card I wanted to run. So, Blue Memory Boost, it's self-explanatory. I don't need to explain that one. That's one you are all bound to be aware of. This is the reason why I only run 1 Blue Memory Boost. I've got 2 copies of Howling Memory Boost, and yes, it is a Judge Stomp one. It's the Judge Stomp one. I absolutely love it. So, this will trash 2 Digivolution cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon, and then it will stun an opponent's Digimon. And then obviously the delay is just gain 2, same as all memory boosts. And then for the last option, 1 copy of Kokaida's Breath. So, return one of your opponent's Digimon to hand. So, it's a nice security bomb to see. Opponent swings in with, say, a rookie, hoping to get it gets deleted. Reveal that. You have a Big Bad Mega. Oh, you got your Big Bad Mega? Yeah, it's going back to your deck. It's going back to your hand. Okay, now moving on to the Tamers. And we've got the main Tamer of the deck. 4 copies of Koji Minamoto. And just like the Warp Takuya, these are all box toppers. I am trying to max rarity and my blue hybrids on top of my reds. And it is not fun. It is difficult. So, as I said, this is the Warp Koji, so you can place 5 hybrids underneath, and then Warp Digivolve into Magna Garuru. And then treating this Tamer is level 5. And then is inheritable is when an effect adds a card to your hand, gain 1 memory, then this Digimon can't be blocked. So, really, really good effect. Gain memory for bouncing a card back to hand, so your Digivolution into your Magna Garuru will only cost you 3 instead of 4, which is really helpful. And also, your opponent will not be able to stop it. So that's it for Koji. And then finally, the last Tamer of the deck, 4 copies of Tommy Himi. This card, I am so glad got put back to 4. Because Tommy is so vital, is one of those vital cards for blue hybrids. So, on play, trash 3 cards from the bottom of one of your opponent's Digimon. And then, when attacking, until the end of your opponent's next turn, one of their Digimon cannot, with no Digimon cards, can't attack or block. So, pretty much stops your opponent in their tracks. So, yeah. So that is it for my blue hybrid deck. I have a lot of fun playing this deck, and I got told at my locals once that I suit playing blue better than red or black or green. Haven't really played purple or yellow, but I hope to change that soon once I get those hybrid decks built. But yeah, so that is it for this profile. Like I said, I do have 2 other hybrid decks, being green hybrids and black hybrids. So there's another 2 hybrid decks I can do profiles on. And I will try and get purple hybrids and yellow hybrids built. Like I say, I will try, but I don't think it's going to be easy. But it could be worth it in the end. So, until next time, guys, stay safe and take care, Digidestined.